Alright, so since I found a good group of people to do this with, I'm going to show off this build I've been playing for the past like 5 or 6 games now. It feels really good. Shade feels really good with the spear, since I had that really fun game with the handmaiden on it. I wanted to try it on the Shade. Shade has the whole backstab potential of just doing a lot of freaking damage. These are the talents I'm running. Right here in the level 5 you could run Fury of Aneth to have more attack speed. I personally just like Shadow Step. This is more of a personal preference. This is a no-brainer right here. The 15% increased power is really strong, especially if you know you're going to grab a Grim. If you know you're not going to grab a Grim, I don't know, these two would be your personal preference, but I would say this about 80% of the time. Right here, this is kind of up for debate. I personally think either Aerith or Bloodfletcher is really good. Bloodfletcher is really good if you get lucky enough, because the spear likes to get backstabs still through enemies, so you can get arrows and bolts back through enemies, but this gives you a lot of boss damage, a lot of elite damage because you can dance around them. Right here, it's between these two. I don't really know. I don't feel like spear crits as much to make this useful, but also it headshots a lot. But Shade is really good at killing high health enemies really fast, so this one becomes really handy, filling up your health bar just by killing one Chaos Warrior with the ultimate's great. And right here, this is a no-brainer. Just having a 30% cooldown is great. So let's get into it. Let's do it. These two guys are pretty good. Oh, we got a bad map. This will be fun.
Problems down to a Chaos Rune Sword. Draws fatty Nurgle's eye wherever it goes.
This will be a really fun map.
Follows. Plague and worse. One Father Krausman has it locked up in his secret sanctum Maleficarum waiting for you. Don't disappoint him. Or me. Sooner we get the Blightreaper out of Bergenhafen, the better.
This map is pretty hard in the beginning, and you'll see why in a second. It's pitch black, except for the torches you get and shit. This can be very hard. Shade's a little bit easier, though. If you get in a lot of trouble, you can just press your ultimate and save yourself. The only thing I will say about this build so far that is kind of crappy, I've noticed, is that dual swords and dual daggers do really well in Shade when there's that Chaos Warrior or, Storm Vermin or whatever. In the Horde, you can ult, go into the Horde, get this, Shade hit and kill it instantly and be pretty safe. But the spear, because of how it works, and it just stabs either forward, or the heavy attack, if you decide to do that, sweeps, it likes to hit enemies other than the one you're trying to target, so it can't really do that strategy, but it's still really good at killing a Chaos Warrior like right from the start without worrying about it, and removing Chaos Warriors and stuff pretty much from the threat of your team pretty quickly. Spear also, just on its stabs, pierces armor. So 1, 2, 3 pierces, or sorry, 1, 2 pierces armor. And pretty much, if you want to think of it, every stab will pierce armor, and then the sweep does not. But the sweep's really good in hordes. Hopefully our dwarf doesn't F it up by going really far ahead, but let's see how this goes.
Quick, you're yammering. There's a Chaos Warrior near.
Keep up your ear, it's a fine day for slaughter.
Dust.
You do holy work now. Do not relax. On your flame. Well, I praise you taking blame. Sorcerer, he controls the wind.
So a big thing with this is do not do like the bots do and get stuck behind, because we cannot see in the dark, but bots can. It's very, very highly recommended you stay close together. One person has to hold a torch, so.
Can you shrink to the size of an insect? If not, there's no way through. The shadow type.
See what I mean right there? Meant to hit that Chaos Warrior with my ult, and it just didn't happen. I don't even know what it actually hit.
An adequate kill.
Right! Yield not to your sword.
When I have a taste for mindless slaughter, Spirit of God.
It's not rousing from that. Watch me fire, brother.
I hate these tight corridors. This area is very, very small, so it's very hard just to do anything correctly here.
That's a leech of night. Don't waste that bomb. Leech is down.
Looks like we're the worst person on the team, so actually this is going to be pretty easy.
As usual, you're set a turgid pace. A Chaos Warrior, just what we needed. For Clark Collins. An ally is never cornered. I wasn't sure Akira's name is in this book. Wonder if it's... I can tell what that monster before he writes the stuff. There, got the runner.
That's one thing Spear's really good at. I sidestepped the assassin and stabbed him midair. It just took him out there instantly. There's a lot of tricks to Spear that once you learn all the little tricks, you become very, very strong.
We all hear that?
Well, isn't that a delight? A Blightstormer just for us and waiting nearby. Sunday. Life leech lurking, mayflies.
So because we hear a leech, we're gonna pay attention
The
to
next
our...
time
The
Lunar
dwarf is
sends
really
us into
smart.
a sewer, I've a
Patrols in
mind
this
to
area just go
refuse.
back and forth, so because he dropped that barrel down, he exploded it right there in case the patrol came back early.
And how are
And
you?
patrols instantly die from terrain like that. So
Thanks for all.
he's very smart dwarf. This area is... I'm good. Glad my team is better than me at seeing
That
those things
heavy
and
tread, arrogance
going really
in every
fast.
step.
You got really good special, anti-special in here, so it's up to me and Bard to kind of be the frontline DPS guys. Another great thing about Spear is because his reach, you can reach through walls and kill enemies before they even get into that spawn right there. The reason why I'm crouching right there is to get through the room sooner, but when you crouch you also increase your melee range by a tiny, tiny bit. Legend though, any bit counts if you want to be successful. Okay, sound is breaking for some reason. You'll probably see the recording, that's not gonna be fun.
I walk in endless silence.
Yeah, spear with a shade can be a little weird though, because you have to kind of know when you're gonna stab if you just want to kill those guys instantly. If you don't know how the shade ultimate works, you go invisible and your next melee hit does a fuck ton of damage and it instantly kills chaos warriors no matter what weapon you use. The only reason why you would pick different weapons is because different weapons do different damage with the stab for boss damage. So if you want more boss damage, you would use things like dual daggers. So dual daggers are considered two separate weapons. They hit a fuck ton of damage each. But spear by itself is super strong, and it already by itself has decent boss damage light attacking. It actually, when you consider light attacking with spear versus the dual daggers, the spear actually has more damage when it's just light attack damage. So, spear's safer, spear has further reach, it armor pierces on almost all of its hits on light attack, so it just feels better in general to use it. Bard can grab the ground. Yep, we're almost out of here. Yep, so that's the hardest part of the map right there, is getting through that. But once you're through that, actually isn't that bad. I'm gonna grab that purple, because that on me isn't really strong. Shade with purple potion gets to just pop roll constantly and just spam that really high damage on bosses if you need to. Pretty much instant deletes any boss pretty quickly, makes it really safe. On top of that, we have a pretty good Witch Hunter captain with brace of pistols, so he's doing pretty well. We have a ranger and a slayer. There's a very high DPS team right here. Now this guy is kind of screwed because we got separated. A little tip for Shade, if you decide to play a lot of Shade, pick where you need to. So there's multiple Chaos Warriors and other elites right there. So I found it a good idea to, you know, pop my ultimate and kill that guy as soon as possible. So we're going to delete this boss as soon as possible.
I walk in the light.
Too focused on the boss getting hit for no reason. Sorry for the audio cutting out of this. At least you'll see the gameplay.
There's a Chaos Warrior nearby. Do you have the flux, sir? Always reliable, trooper. I hear something. Gaswash!
So I don't know why they told me to come back here, but I guess whatever. Find a lot of stuff back here, Jesus.
Chaos Warrior!
is very safe. You can just dance around enemies, do things like that.
For the exiles, Ken.
So I popped my ult trying to get the two guys at the same time with one stab. It just didn't happen the way I needed to.
Don't underestimate that warp fire thrower.
So we shot that guy with a Hagbane just once, so that way we could get close enough to him to kill him with our melee. We don't need to waste ammo. Why use ammo, you know? So my Assault Spire was smart and decided to just let me handle that myself. He had faith in me, as you always should. He didn't waste any time. He actually just watched my back, seeing that I could stagger those guys forever.
Take that, Arlen Scrooge!
Boons for the body. The soul must...
Oh, a fat-ass Blightstormer!
A big thing you'll see happen in Legend games a lot is that
Finishing here.
people will kind of ignore healing sometimes. Everybody's doing kind of okay because you need to keep your pace up. The longer you're in a mission, the more likely you can get bosses and die and other things will happen.
For the exiles, Ken.
We're gonna poke that guy in the stomach and kill him.
No more soul drinking for that, please!
They don't learn, do they?
Like Tom! Oh!
Can you not sense it? Like dung-coated fingers dragging through the breeze.
Here we are, mate. Healing supplies. Arse! They got me.
You fought through worse, Kruber. You're barely scratched, Mayfly.
Listen, Dory. Care.
He goofed a little bit and he knew it as soon as he got smacked in the back. It's okay, we're healing right there.
Plague rats, near! The Scunner warrior coming for us. Stand ready! You don't smell that, Mayfly. That's something rotten in her head.
So a brace pistol assault spire right there next to a free ammo box is really strong.
There may be a lot of them, but they don't stand a chance.
Someone grab those bandages.
I'm gonna take this because we have 3 people with natural bond. That little icon you see next to their health bars, that little necklace, means they have natural health regen, but they cannot heal themselves or green health. If they heal themselves, it only gives them 10 health. So it means me having a med kit means I can provide them with healing while also giving myself healing if I need to.
Heal, Queen. Shield me from sight.
I kind of fat-fingered my ultimate, so that's why if that looked a little weird, that happening, you know why.
tally of dead is always important.
Out of cash. I shall now sing a song to keep our spirits.
I have found medical supplies.
Where? Poison! Hold your breath!
Summerly, no longer fishing.
This is not going to be good because we are very split up. I'm guessing the other two guys need that though, so they caught up pretty quick. Alright, time to go to the main event. This main event is slightly irritating.
The Blightreaper's somewhere in this muck.
Medical supplies.
It's one thing for Lona to witter about levers, and another to find the blessed things.
I think he wants to do the challenge.
Nasty business, this. Temples are meant to be safe ground.
I know there's one down here, I think. But... ask him if he knows where they are. I think one's right here. I think everyone's next to one, so...
Numbers seldom best skill. Let's prevent.
Escape.
He got that one. We just need one more. we got the challenge.
Hold firm, Dory.
You're not looking so...
Slay the frother!
So this finale turns everyone's health into temp health. So you have to get out quickly, but the exit's just right here, so it's not even hard. They did not make this mission with temp health talents in mind. Alright. Let's see what we get. Mostly just interested in the stat screen. Come on, Randall. Give it to me, Randall. Give it. Come on. There you go, Randall. So let's see. You did pretty well in damage taken wise. We did a lot of damage and damage to monsters. Well, that was it. We'll show you all the build one more time. So you'll know what to go for on this type of build. You have spear, crit chance, attack speed, swift sling, so you can attack really fast, do a lot of crit damage. Hagbane, of course, you want power versus chaos for them leeches and them stormers. Makes it really easy to sometimes two-tap them. And then power versus monsters for the boss damage that Hagbane's really good at. Health and stamina here, obviously. You have armor and attack speed here. And you got curse resistance, crit chance here. Generally the stuff you want to go for on your gear right here. Then look at the talents one more time. There you go.